Kate Middleton noticed a homeless man sitting by Hyde Park during her morning walk. The man was writing complex mathematical formulas on scraps of paper he found on the ground. When Kate approached curiously, she saw that the formulas the man was writing solved the most difficult problems in quantum physics. This homeless man was solving equations on the street that even world-renowned physicists couldn't solve. So who was this man? And why did Kate make the biggest decision of her life after this encounter? On the morning of October 18th, Kate Middleton woke up early as usual. During her recovery process after cancer treatment, doctors had recommended regular walks, and Kate had taken this advice seriously. At 7:30 a.m., she left Kensington Palace with her security detail. Her route was a bit different that morning. While she usually preferred the main paths of Hyde Park, this time she headed for the quieter, less crowded side trails. While watching the beauty of autumn, she was taking a peaceful walk among the golden yellow colors of the leaves. After her illness process, Kate had begun to look at life with different eyes. She now understood the importance of not just royal duties, but also making real connections with people. These walks were good for her not only physically, but also mentally. While walking in a quiet area in the southeast corner of Hyde Park, Kate saw a figure sitting on a bench in the distance. As she got closer, she realized the man was homeless. He was wearing a worn coat, torn pants, and old shoes. But what caught Kate's attention was something else. The man was writing something on pieces of paper he had collected from the ground. And while doing this, he was working with deep concentration. It was as if he was unaware of anything around him. Kate's security team signaled her to stay away from the homeless man. But Kate's curiosity prevailed. What was the man writing, and why was he so concentrated? "Let's stop for a minute," Kate said to the security chief. "I want to watch that man." Kate began observing the man from about 10 meters away. The man was writing intensively with a small piece of pen in his hand, pausing from time to time, thinking, then continuing to write again. When Kate looked closer, she noticed that what the man was writing was not ordinary notes. There were complex mathematical symbols, equations, and formulas on the paper. This looked much more complex than simple calculations. The man would occasionally run his hands through his hair, look at the paper, then start writing again. What caught Kate's attention was the professional manner the man showed while doing this work. He was like a professor at a university. What is this man doing? Kate thought. Her curiosity was increasing. Kate decided to approach the man despite her security team's objections. "I'll just say hello," she said. "There won't be any problem." Security Chief Johnson was worried. "Madam, this might not be safe. We don't know this person." But Kate was determined. After her illness process, she felt the need to connect more with people. And this man was doing something that caught her attention. She slowly walked toward the man. The man was so concentrated that he didn't even notice Kate approaching. When Kate got close enough to see the paper the man was writing on, what she saw shocked her. On the paper were complex mathematical formulas that Kate had never seen before. Greek letters, integral signs, complex equations. This didn't resemble any level of mathematics Kate knew. But what was really surprising was how quickly and confidently the man was writing these formulas. It was as if it was flowing from his mind. Kate recognized one of the formulas the man had written. This resembled an Einstein equation she had seen when taking physics classes at university, but the man seemed to be developing it, making additions to it. "Excuse me," Kate said politely. The man looked up at Kate. His eyes were very intelligent and clear. He looked old, but there was the fire of a young scientist in his eyes. "Oh, I'm sorry," the man said with a British accent. "If I disturbed you?" No, Kate said quickly. "I wasn't disturbed. I was just curious about what you're writing. It looks very complex." The man smiled. This? I'm just working on a small problem about combining quantum mechanics and general relativity theory." Kate's eyes widened. These terms were familiar to her from university, but they were very complex subjects. "Are you a physicist?" Kate asked. The man hesitated. "Formerly, yes, you could say that." Kate noticed the hesitation in the man's answer. "What do you mean by formerly?" "Long story," the man said, smiling. "My name is Marcus Thompson, and you?" Kate hesitated for a moment. Should she introduce herself? "I'm Catherine. The problem you're working on really looks very complex." Marcus's eyes sparkled. Ah, yes. This was Einstein's greatest dream, the grand unified theory, bringing all forces together in a single equation. Marcus showed his paper to Kate. "Look, this is Einstein's general relativity equation, but I'm trying to add quantum mechanics effects to it." Kate looked at the formulas but didn't understand anything. "This is really very complex. Are you doing this from your head?" Marcus smiled modestly. "I've worked on this subject for years. It's become automatic now." Kate's curiosity was increasing. Who was this man really, and why was he living on the street? "Marcus, so where do you work? At which university?" Marcus's face darkened. "Nowhere right now. It's a complicated situation." Kate noticed the man's discomfort, but continued due to her curiosity. "But if you know such complex mathematics, you can surely find a job." "Life doesn't always go as we plan," Marcus said with a bitter smile. Kate understood that there was more to the man's story. This wasn't just a homeless man. This was someone very intelligent, but who had somehow fallen into difficult circumstances. "Marcus, would you like to have coffee?" Kate asked suddenly. Marcus was surprised. "Coffee?" "Yes, there's a cafe across from the park. Please be my guest," Kate said. Marcus hesitated. "That's a very kind offer, but I'm not in very suitable condition." Kate looked with a sincere smile. "It doesn't matter to me. I want to listen to your mathematics work." Marcus felt Kate's sincerity. "Okay, I accept." They sat in the small cafe across from the park. Kate ordered a hot coffee and sandwich for Marcus. It was obvious that Marcus hadn't had such a warm meal in a long time. "Marcus, could you tell me a little about yourself?" Kate asked. Marcus took a sip of his coffee. "I don't know where to start. It's a very long and complex story." "I have time," Kate said encouragingly. Marcus took a deep breath. "I was a theoretical physics professor at Cambridge University. For 20 years, I was working on quantum mechanics and relativity theory." Kate was surprised. "Were you a professor at Cambridge?" "Yes, I was even nominated for the Nobel Prize twice. But—" Marcus hesitated. "But what happened?" Kate asked gently. Marcus continued with a bitter smile. "My wife passed away. Cancer. It happened very suddenly. I threw myself into my work. I started working 18 hours a day in the laboratory." Kate's face saddened. She had experienced cancer herself and knew how difficult it was. "Then I made a mistake. I published erroneous results in a major research project. It was discovered during the peer review process, but it was too late. My academic reputation was shaken." Marcus paused, then continued. "I became depressed. I lost my job. I lost my home, and I found myself on the streets." Kate's eyes filled with tears. "Marcus, I'm so sorry." "But you continue your mathematics work," Kate said. Marcus smiled. "This is the only thing I have, my knowledge of mathematics and physics. And actually, even while living on the street, I'm developing new theories." "New theories?" Marcus got excited. "Yes! I've come very close to solving the grand unified theory that Einstein couldn't finish. I've made great progress in understanding quantum gravity." Kate saw the sparkle in the man's eyes. This was the light of a real genius. "Marcus, are these theories really important?" "If they're correct, they could change the future of physics. They could affect everything from space travel to energy production." Kate was making an important decision while listening to Marcus. This man was not someone who should be wasted on the street. She needed to help him. "Marcus, I have an offer for you," Kate said. "What kind of offer?" "The royal family has science advisors. Maybe they need your expertise." Marcus was surprised. "The royal family? But I'm just a homeless man." Kate smiled. "You're a very intelligent physicist, and I want to help you." Kate's offer greatly surprised Marcus. "But Catherine, is this possible?" "Why not? You have the knowledge and talent. You just need an opportunity." Marcus's eyes filled with tears. "No one has given me such a chance for years." Kate was determined. "So, what do you say?" "I know some academics. I can show them your work." Marcus nodded excitedly. "Yes, I would very much like that." Kate took out her phone. "I know Professor Sarah Williams at Imperial College. She's the head of the theoretical physics department. Let me call her." Marcus couldn't believe it. "Is this real? Am I not dreaming?" "Very real," Kate said. "Everyone deserves a second chance." Kate opened the phone. "Sarah? This is Catherine. I have someone I urgently want you to meet," she said. Professor Williams agreed to meet with Marcus upon Kate's recommendation. An appointment was arranged for the next day at Imperial College. Kate organized a clean room where Marcus could stay temporarily. She also bought him clean clothes. "You didn't need to do all this," Marcus said. "Everyone sometimes needs help," Kate said. "I also received a lot of help during my difficult times." The next day at Imperial College, Professor Williams met with Marcus. Kate was also there. "Marcus, Catherine told me you're very talented in theoretical physics," Professor Williams said. "Yes, I'm especially working on quantum gravity," Marcus said. Professor Williams was skeptical. "Well, can you show us?" Marcus went to the board and started writing mathematical formulas. Each formula he wrote surprised Professor Williams more. Marcus filled the board with complex equations. Professor Williams couldn't believe her eyes. This is incredible," Professor Williams said. "These formulas are at an extremely advanced level." Kate was also impressed. Seeing that Marcus was really very intelligent made her happy. "Marcus, you're really very talented," Professor Williams said. "I can offer you a research position." Marcus's eyes lit up. "Really?" Professor Williams offered Marcus a research assistant position at Imperial College. The salary would be low, but it was a new beginning for Marcus. Kate was very happy. "Marcus, did you see? You just needed an opportunity." Marcus turned to Kate and thanked her. "Catherine, you saved my life. I don't know how to thank you." "You don't need to thank me. Just continue your work," Kate said. In the following months, Marcus rose rapidly at Imperial College. His work on quantum gravity began to attract attention. Kate closely followed Marcus's development. She visited regularly and observed his progress. Marcus was improving not only academically, but also personally. He now had a regular life, and his self-confidence had returned. 6 months later, Marcus made a groundbreaking discovery. He developed a new equation that made an important contribution to Einstein's grand unified theory. This discovery was published in international physics journals and received great attention. Marcus suddenly became the name the physics world was talking about. Kate was very proud when she heard about Marcus's success. The homeless man she found on the street was now a world-renowned physicist. Marcus's story was also reflected in the media. Headlines like, "Man who turned out to be smarter than Einstein while homeless," were written. Of course, Kate's role also emerged. The media wrote about how Kate discovered Marcus and how she helped him. This story became an important lesson about prejudices. It showed that people should not be judged by their appearance. A year later, Marcus's work was nominated for the Nobel Prize. This time, it was a serious chance. Kate was very emotional when she heard about Marcus's Nobel nomination. The man she found on the street was now a candidate for the world's most prestigious award. Marcus sent Kate a special thank you message. "If you hadn't had the courage to talk to me that morning, I would still be on the streets now." This story also taught Kate important lessons. It taught her that people's worth should not be measured by their appearance. Kate now looked at every homeless person she saw on the street with different eyes. Maybe they too had hidden talents like Marcus. Kate's experience led her to focus more on social aid projects. Marcus's story had a great impact on society. The perspective on the homeless began to change. Many universities started special programs to discover talented people among the homeless. Thanks to these programs, which Kate also supported, many hidden talents were discovered. A special friendship developed between Kate and Marcus. Marcus became one of Kate's science advisors. Marcus's views began to be taken into consideration in the royal family's science policies. This friendship taught both Kate and Marcus a lot. Marcus's story inspired millions of people worldwide. It especially gave hope to people in difficult situations. The message, "It's never too late," changed many people's lives. Kate's role in this story also strengthened her social leadership. Marcus is now a full-time professor at Imperial College. He also runs special mentorship programs for young people. Kate is also more active in helping the homeless. She established a special foundation. Their cooperation on this subject continues. Kate Middleton's decision that morning changed not only Marcus's life, but many people's lives. This story shows us that sometimes the greatest discoveries can come from the most unexpected places. And most importantly, it reminds us that everyone should be given a chance. Marcus, who is even smarter than Einstein, now inspires future generations. Kate's courage that morning was a great gift to the world of science. And this story is the best example of how misleading prejudices can be. If you want to hear more stories like this, don't forget to subscribe and click the like button. See you in the next video.